You know, a friend of mine, or someone who I assumed was a friend of mine, actually took the time out of his busy schedule to look at my crappy little pitiful vlogs. And he had a question for me after viewing several of them. And that question was, Gareth, do you actually like Batman Forever? Now, after I smashed up 4 MacBooks after I read that statement on Facebook, I thought, well, what's his beef? What is his problem? Why doesn't he like Batman Forever? Nay, why doesn't he love Batman Forever? So, I did what any sane individual who wants to be a filmmaker would do. Make a vlog on it. In fact, why not make a vlog on both Schumacher Batman films? Well, I've decided to do just that. But I think it's only fair that if I'm going to review these films, which millions and millions and millions of other YouTubers have already done, I might as well give you the history of the Batman franchise, which millions and millions and millions of YouTubers have already done. Great. Well, anyway, let's begin. Well, as we all know, Batman is a huge franchise, not only with a successful film market, but also comic books, toys, cereal, costumes, batarangs, little British butlers who you can rape and molest. I don't know. It is massive, though. And in 1989, newcomer to the film industry Tim Burton released Batman. It was a huge box office success. Warner Brothers suddenly had a favourite boy again in the office, and Tim Burton got to do a sequel, Batman Returns, which was released 3 years later in 1992. Unfortunately, the studio had given Tim Burton too much control. That is why Batman Returns is one of the darkest films you'll ever see in general, and wasn't quite the hit that Warner Brothers wanted. Don't get me wrong, it made loads of money, but it was considered too dark and it didn't make enough money that Warner Brothers wanted to use Tim Burton again for a sequel. Now, Warner Brothers didn't boot Tim Burton off the franchise. He stayed on with the idea of doing a 3rd film with Michael Keaton. But they looked at another filmmaker who had done many, many hits for Warner Brothers, and that man was Joel Schumacher. No. He wasn't the Antichrist yet. 97 turned him into the Antichrist. Before, he was a good filmmaker. Hell, he did Flatliners, St. Elmo's Fire, The Lost Boys, Falling Down. He did a string of hit after hit. He's a good filmmaker and a good choice to take on Batman. And he did. In 1995, 3 years after Batman Returns, Schumacher was put onto the film set to direct Batman Forever. Sadly, it is one that many Batman fans despise. Now, Warner Brothers' goal to do a new Batman film was to make it as different from Batman Returns as possible. Seeing as how Batman is primarily aimed at kids, Returns is like showing some child pictures of their mother and their grandfather having sex with each other while being flayed by their father eaten alive by some sort of wild boar, which is quite an image, and stays with you for quite some time. But anyway, Warner Brothers wanted a kid-friendly and easily marketable film, and that is exactly what Schumacher gave them, kid-friendly and easily marketable. In fact, it was probably too big of a hit. It was the 2nd highest grossing film of 1995, with Toy Story beating it at the #1 spot. But everyone thought that Batman was a dead franchise after Returns, and yet Schumacher made it better. He made it awesome. He made it, well, to quote the producer,
probably in a word more pop.
Thank you, Peter McGregor Scott. Batman Forever was really considered a revitalisation of the franchise, as Tim Burton did produce Batman Forever, but I really doubt he did anything, seeing as how he only has 1 credit and that is about it. I can't see any Burton-esque elements or themes within Batman Forever, but that's probably because it had an entirely different production crew. I mean, just look at the 2 different directors' takes on the Batman universe. In Burton's, you've got dark, seedy, steampunk Gotham City with realistic villains that look cool, great Danny Elfman music, fantastic action pieces, and a cool-looking batsuit. In Schumacher's universe, you have giant statues of naked men, bat nipples, bat asses, Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze, and Val Kilmer. Yeah. But don't get me wrong, I'm not one of these Batman fans that despises the nipples on the Batsuit. In fact, I can kind of see what Schumacher was going for. The idea is that Batman is just another layer on Bruce Wayne's ego, and so it's like another layer of skin. And skin has an ass and nipples. They're more anatomically correct, and that is why the Batman Forever suit, in my personal gay opinion, looks better than any of the Tim Burton ones. However, when I first saw Batman Forever, I would have been 4 years old, and Batman Forever to someone under 5 is like giving a kid acid. It was fantastic. I mean, well, see for yourself. Remember, you have to watch this with the mind of a 4-year-old on acid. So, enjoy.
Let's start this party with a bang!
Whoa. Jeepers, mister. That was awesome! No? Alright, fine. Fuck you.